Under Governor Evers, hardworking Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hardworking Wisconsin families behind.
I received a call that my granddaughter had been hit. She suffered a serious brain injury and nearly died. The driver should have been in jail. Mandela Barnes supports no cash bail that puts criminals like Daryl Brooks back on the streets. He's more worried about criminals than victims. Mandela Barnes doesn't have the judgment to keep our community safe.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Howard Young Urgent Care. Get in, get out, get well.
Straight ahead, an Oneida County office is pushing for higher wages. We'll break down what they are recommending.
Plus, the town in Price County has violated open records requests. We'll explain what this means for the town of Wooster.
And Wisconsin is seeing a drop in younger residents. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 at 6 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic.
As you may have noticed, we had some technical issues during the nightly newscast. We're sorry about that. We are hoping the problem will be fixed by this evening, but I can assure you that Wheel of Fortune will air as normal. Let's proceed with our newscast now. The Oneida County Labor Relations Employee Services is fighting for higher wages for its employees. In a meeting this morning, the group is in the process of making a recommendation of raising wages during the budget writing process. They're using the Wisconsin Employee Relations Commission's 7.17% wage increase as their benchmark. Their question is, how much can budget go up based on the tax levy units? The answer is about $470,000.
If you want to equate that to something, a 1% wage increase across the county, except for the union, is about $110,000. So kind of gives you an idea of what a 1% wage increase looks like.
This year, the county has put 3.25% toward their wage increases. While considering all viewpoints from the public, they see one major gap.
But to not be able to get a decent wage increase on that wage schedule hurts us additionally because we're not paying what the market is paying, so people can go to work elsewhere and make more money.
The group says the main concern is how much they can budget the increase without hurting taxpayers in the county. The committee will revisit this issue in the coming weeks. Meteorologist Conrad Supinski joins now. Conrad, a wonderful fall day up there.
Yes, absolutely, Dan. Tomorrow is actually the first day of fall, so get ready, get those sweaters ready, because you will definitely need those. Temperatures a lot cooler than what we had yesterday. We were in the 70s and 80s yesterday. Today, 50s and some 60s across the area. Green Bay still coming in with those mid to upper 60s. Overall, we are all well below average. It's starting to feel more like fall. I know today is the last day of summer, but take a look at this temperature trend. Well below average temperatures. Our average closer to 67. We're seeing mostly 50s into the weekend and same thing into next week. So hold on to those sweaters. Make sure they're close and handy because you'll need that with those cooler temperatures. Leaves will also start to change very, very shortly. Our peak will be in the next couple of weeks. Mostly cloudy skies right now. A couple of sprinkles here and there overnight tonight cannot be ruled out as temperatures continue to cool off into the lower 40s. Jessica and Dan?
The Wisconsin Elections Commission is reviewing its rules for election observers. Today, the commission approved sending a statement to Governor Evers outlining their plan. If the governor approves the plan, the commission would outline how observers should interact with voters and poll workers. It would also review how election workers restrict observers' access and what qualifies as disruptive behavior. The entire process will take 1 to 2 years to complete. If new rules are approved, it would not go into effect ahead of the November election.
In February, Newswatch 12 spoke with a Price County man who is battling his local government over fair access to public records. On Tuesday, a decision was made in Price County courts on that lawsuit he brought on the township. In fall of 2020, Anthony Sleck filed a lawsuit against the town of Worcester requesting access to public records, which he claimed were withheld from him. Sleck, along with his attorney, wrote in their lawsuit, quote, "The town, and especially town clerk treasurer Sheila Hook, has a long history of poor and downright illegal responses to the record request from Sleck." Yesterday, Judge Ann Knox Bauer released a written decision ruling that the town of Worcester and Price County violated open records law in 3 different ways. According to the Wisconsin Transparency Project, the court ruled that the town charged excessive fees for copies, failed to perform an adequate search for records, and illegally refused to turn over job applications.
For a 5th consecutive time, the Federal Reserve is taking action aimed at tackling record-high inflation. Today, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell announced it raised interest rates again by another 3/4 percentage point. Higher interest rates means higher borrowing costs for all Americans on their credit cards, cars, student loans, and also hit on retirement savings. Experts say most consumers will feel the pain, and for those living paycheck to paycheck, it could mean making difficult decisions. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell did not rule out taking additional action as needed.
The red-hot housing market in the U.S. is cooling down a bit more. Wednesday, the National Association of Realtors reported house sales dropped in August for the seventh month in a row. Sales of existing homes were down 0.4% from July. That includes the sale of single-family homes, townhomes, condominiums, and co-ops. The group said that's a nearly 20% drop from a year ago, but the median home price in August was up nearly 8% from last year. Stubbornly high home prices along with higher mortgage rates are key factors why some prospective home buyers are being pushed out of the market. New research from the Forward Analytics suggests that Wisconsin's population might drop by nearly 130,000 by 2030, which could cause problems for many industries in the state.
Dale Knapp is a researcher for the Wisconsin Counties Association, has been poring over this new data. He says historically, Wisconsin's population has been strong in the 30 to 50-year-old age group. However, there has been a significant drop in that age group, which are the prime working age cohort.
We did a little bit better than we did at the youngest and the oldest age groups. But our net migration in terms of that cohort is significantly below where we've been historically.
The report highlights that without an increase in migration from other states, Wisconsin's prime working age population will continue to decline. To find more information, head to forwardanalytics.net. Police in the Northwoods are raising money for its annual fundraiser.
And Lincoln County Board of Supervisors are working on balancing its budget. We'll tell you why the discussion may have had a breakthrough. That's after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Accurate Appliance, located at 143 State Street in downtown Medford.
There's case after case. Women working for Tim Michael's construction company saying they were groped, sexually assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. When they resisted, they say they were threatened, called a liar, and forced to resign. And when co-workers spoke up, they were fired. If this is how Tim Michaels runs his business, how do you think he'd run the state? Tim Michaels' radical agenda is so very, very wrong.
See the exceptional selection of jewelry at Golden Carat Jewelers. Artistic handmade jewelry by Michu and Bella Trois. Fashion-forward designs by Mira T. and Frederick Sage. The latest trends and the forever classics from Facet Barcelona, Catan, and more. Your full-service jewelry store in downtown Minocqua, Golden Carat Jewelers has a surprise for everyone.
Corey Linda wrote in, and she wants to know what's your favorite part of being a bath installer.
It's a great question, Linda. I love my job. At the end of the day, seeing the look on their faces, it really means a lot to me. I love what I do, and it's very special. As my dad always says, Jacuzzi has some really exciting offers. Take a look.
Let's make your tired old bathroom look beautiful again. Save now with 75% off installation, plus a free upgrade to stylish black fixtures. Call 1-800-Tundraland or visit Tundraland.com today.
Hey, here's a fun fact. 3 out of 4 members of Congress were already professional politicians before they even got to D.C. And then they cash in and become lobbyists. That ain't me. I'm Derek Van Orden, retired Navy SEAL with 26 years of service. And I will pass term limits and ban congressmen from ever becoming lobbyists. I'm Derek Van Orden and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we send to D.C.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Accurate Appliance, located at 143 State Street in downtown Medford.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
And welcome back. It's our last official day of summer. I know that flew by. We had temperatures in the 80s and 90s not that long ago, but everything that is nice has to come to an end, like they say. So now we turn the page. Now fall weather will start to arrive. Right now, mostly cloudy skies across the state. A couple of sprinkles just to the north of Rhinelander. So if you do get into a drizzle or two the next several hours, do not be surprised. This is going to be very light, more on the light end. It will be just a couple of drops falling from the sky. Most of it is associated with this cold front right over here, close to Chicago right now. It has moved across the area, and that's going to continue to cross America and really cool things down. Temperatures in the 80s and 90s in the central part of the country will be long gone. Everybody will be cooling down into some fall weather. So for us tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine, but temperatures will be well below average. And then Friday evening, Friday night, especially into the weekend, that's when we have more chances of showers. Some lighter showers at that, so there'll be some scattered showers once again, but temperatures will continue to stay cool. Check out this graphic right here. Yesterday, we were around 22 degrees warmer than what we are this time yesterday, 26 degrees warmer in Eagle River, so it was a whole different weather scenario yesterday where we were close to 80 degrees today and not even close to that. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s right now. A couple of 40s will actually start to pop up very, very shortly, indicated here in the blue. But 53 in Rhinelander right now, a little bit warmer in Merrill, coming at 59 degrees. Same thing by Wausau, a bit warmer there. 67 by Green Bay, so that is a little bit of a warmer pocket of temperatures, but everybody will continue to cool off. Everybody across America will see some well below average temperatures. And because of those cooler temperatures moving in, northern part of Minnesota, same thing in North Dakota, lots of frost advisories for tomorrow morning. So if you are waking up, expect some frost there. For us in Wisconsin, that will be coming in Thursday night. So by Friday morning, we could expect a little bit of frost. But now a whole 180. Let's mention this hurricane right now. Hurricane Fiona in the Atlantic that is brewing. It's going to keep moving up north. Not going to be impacting the United States, but if you are by the coast or if you are vacationing anywhere by the coast, be careful for some rip currents and some wind speeds. Tonight, cooler temperatures around 41, partly cloudy, and some drizzle is possible. And our 7-day outlook, brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress, does show those rain showers over the weekend before we cool off into next week. Dan and Jessica?
Tuesday evening, the Lincoln County Board of Supervisors met to go over their full agenda, including the 2023 budget, which they are working to balance as required by state law.
The meeting included a public comment session in which some residents shared concerns over slashing funding to UW Extension. Board Chairman Don Frisky says a deal has been made to amend the budget to include funding for 4-H through Extension, but some residents believe that is not enough.
With cutting this program, it also needs to be accepted that rather than paying for preventative services in our community that in turn bring more money into our county than the cost of their program, we will be paying for it in the long run of reactive services.
Allie Libby, a counselor at Merrill High School, spoke in support of UW's investment in Lincoln County, which supports programs at area schools. Notably, the Raise Your Voice Club, a group to reduce the mental health stigma. Lincoln County UW Extension Director Art Lersch also spoke on the legacy UW Extension has had in Lincoln County.
UW Extension is committed to continuing our investment in Lincoln County, should Lincoln County choose to continue its investment with us.
Lersch would go on to say that it's important that the board considers finding more ways to fund the extension in order to continue their century-old partnership. The next county board meeting will be held on October 18th.
Today, some law enforcement officers traded in their squad cars for an apron. Culver's hosted an event today where Northwoods cops volunteered at the restaurant to raise money. Newswatch 12's Derek Dryfirst has the story.
Back in July, the Rhinelander Police Department volunteered at Pizza Ranch in collaboration with Police Lights of Christmas to help raise money for gift cards to hand out during the festive season. And today, police across the Northwoods are now partnering up with Culver's with the same mission.
We've been so well received from the community, and without community support, programs like this would never succeed.
Deputy Will Krieger, one of the law enforcement volunteers helping out at the Minocqua Culver's, said that events like this are great for meeting the community.
Yeah, seeing the people, meeting new people, any kind of volunteer opportunity we can get, we jump on, and it's a beautiful day outside. It's a nice day to bring people to lunch.
Deputy Krieger also said that working with the Culver's staff has been very welcoming as well.
Oh, they've been great. Yeah, we were really well received when we came in. They've made us feel like we were part of the crew.
The Police Lights of Christmas also hosts many other events throughout the year, like the Ride with the Lights event and Marathon County's Hope in the Park concert. And Deputy Krieger says if it wasn't for sponsors like Culver's, these fundraisers likely wouldn't have happened.
Shout out to Culver's for this event, though. Without Culver's partnership, these events wouldn't happen.
Reporting in Minocqua, Derek Dryfirst, Newswatch 12.
An interview with the Milwaukee Brewers manager has led to a heated discussion among baseball fans. Why the gloves are coming off for this debate. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lockview Desert Health Center, Eagle River, and Waters Meat.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight, TV's #1 rated night of dramas returns.
When this community calls, we respond.
There are people who stand steady, who hold on to hope. And we continue to fight for the good of the city.
Whatever it takes, every single day.
One city.
One family.
One Chicago.
Stronger.
Together. Chicago Wednesday returns tonight on NBC. And stream every episode now on Peacock.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Under Governor Evers, hardworking Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hard-working Wisconsin families behind.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
The NL wildcard race is heating up, and the Brewers are only 2 games back of the final spot. They lost the first 2 games against the Mets in this series, but can avoid the sweep with a win today. Thankfully, the crew showed up. With a great overall team performance, the Brewers were able to beat the Mets 6-0. Even though he only had 1 at-bat all game, Mike Brasso was the player of the game with his pinch hit grand slam in the 7th inning, the first of his career. The Brewers are back in action tomorrow for the first of a 4-game series with the Reds.
The manager of the Milwaukee Brewers is calling for no gloves at baseball parks for fans over 14 years of age. Fans are calling fouls and say overwhelmingly gloves should be allowed from any baseball fan. Sarah McGrew caught up with fans of the game to get their spin on the issue.
I think there should be an age limit, yes. I'm in favor of a national age limit on bringing gloves to the park.
That's Craig Counsell on WTMJ Radio this morning. He says 14 years old should be the age limit on bringing a glove to the game. And once you hit 15, if you happen to catch a foul ball, you better pass it on to the kid next to you. So who better to weigh in on this debate than the kids themselves?
I don't like it. I think people should be able to bring their gloves in.
No matter what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be able to catch a ball until you're 99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because some people never get to catch a ball when they're younger.
And yes, adults want in on the thrill of catching a game ball too.
Oh, so close. I think anybody can bring it.
To me, I think it shouldn't matter what age should wear a glove. We're all just here to have fun and catch a ball.
And the debate getting heated on our Facebook this afternoon. One person saying Counsell's just bitter because he's in the hot seat. Another saying that the age limit should be 96. And several saying that the gloves are for protection. But most agree there is a certain etiquette when it comes to catching a ball.
What do you guys think, though, about those videos where adults are seen taking balls from the kids?
It makes me mad.
I'm guessing you guys would never do that?
No. I would give it to the kid. The other day when we were here, they were trying to throw it to a kid, and I caught it and gave it to the kids because it was about to fall off. So I caught it and gave it to the kid.
I received a call that my granddaughter had been hit. She suffered a serious brain injury and nearly died. The driver should have been in jail. Mandela Barnes supports no cash bail that puts criminals like Darrell Brooks back on the streets. He's more worried about criminals than victims. Mandela Barnes doesn't have the judgment to keep our community safe.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft Doors, 11% off at Menards.
Have you heard the term fiduciary before? According to Investopedia.com, being a fiduciary means being legally bound to put your client's best interest ahead of your own. Did you know that registered investment advisors have a fiduciary duty to clients? But broker-dealers just have to meet the less stringent suitability standard, which doesn't require putting their client's best interest ahead of their own. At Bushko Wealth Management, all of our advisors are fiduciaries to provide our clients more peace of mind. Call us today or go online to schedule your complimentary review.
I've only got one good lung. I've got damage in sides, and I still took it without question. And I encourage people to think of your 7 generations, to think of your grandkids, to think of your kids instead of yourself. That's what I like for people to think of.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear.
My taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets. Because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Beautiful home near Minocqua features 3-bedroom attached garage, blacktop drive, all nestled on 8 acres. Being sold regardless of price. Contact Brass at St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Welcome back, everybody. We had some technical issues during the nightly news broadcast, but those problems have been resolved, so you can expect Wheel of Fortune and the new Chicago shows this evening. Conrad, let's talk about weather. It feels like we just transitioned from summer to fall in a day.
Yes, absolutely, Dan. We had temperatures in the 80s yesterday. It was so pleasant. I was driving outside, my windows rolled down. Today, different story, actually. Had to crank up my heat from the cold to the hot because temperatures are in the 50s right now. For the most part, a couple of 60s down south, so we are well below our average. There are some frost advisories in Minnesota. Why I'm mentioning this is because by tomorrow we will have those frost advisories, so lots of cold air en route, and some drizzle will be possible overnight tonight. But take a look at temperatures tomorrow and the rest of the week. Into next week, well below average in the 50s and 60s.
Another weekend of rain, too. It just never ends.
But it's going to feel more like fall, so.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Conrad. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back there at 10.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
You know, it's not surprising, based on how popular coffee is, that the Italian dessert tiramisu, which happens to be laced with coffee and coffee liqueur, shows up on menus everywhere. Although it looks like it would be difficult to make, truth be told, it doesn't have to be. Today, we're sharing a version that's easy and dreamy. We start by combining a generous amount of mascarpone cheese with sugar. We beat it well before folding in half of our whipped heavy cream. This is going to be our filling. At this point, we line the bottom of an 8-inch square baking dish with ladyfingers. I like using